Hello, welcome to this live session at FPP Edu Media. My name is Sebastian Fernandez and I am together today with Zoran. Welcome, Zoran. Hope you're fine.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sebastian. Hi, everyone. Good to see you here.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. The goal for this event is to talk a little bit about virtual events and why we believe virtual events are going to be very important in the future, and to make a live demo of the FPP Virtual Fair platform that can help you either to organize your own event or you can use in order to join one of our events. So without further ado, I will start the presentation here today with a short demonstration, and then Zoran will do the demo of the live platform. As I said, I am Sebastian, CEO at FPP, and I am here today with Zoran. So first, starting with just some numbers on our virtual events and a little bit of background of our history with virtual events. We started with virtual events, not now with the pandemic, but 9 years ago. The goal at the moment was to complement the international recruitment strategy for institutions when we were doing that 9 years ago. So far, since March 2020, we have hosted 82 virtual events and 39 events for third parties, events where we organize that for somebody else, governments, and different universities, associations, consortiums, and so on. Overall, in this past year, since March 2020, we have had over 163,000 students joining our events from more than 155 countries. That's quite a lot, and that's one of the main reasons why we started with virtual events, because they have no bounds, they have no borders, and you can reach students anywhere. Since January 2020 up to today, we have hosted over 5,000 virtual booths. That's individual booths, that's like the ones you will be seeing later on today in our presentation, that we're complementing all the events that we were doing. And in this process, hosting over 600 institutions in our virtual events within the past year and a half. We're not counting the back of the history, but I do want you to know about that. So as I said, we have 9 years experience organizing virtual events. This is starting in 2012, where we decided to do a virtual event mainly to reach more grounds, because we were doing physical events, but as you know, physical events reach one specific city or one or several cities, and we wanted to reach those students that were in more remote areas. So that's why we started with virtual events in 2012, renting a platform that didn't work for us. And then in 2015, we started developing our own platform, coming to the point that we are the only international location company, the only company in this industry that developed from scratch its own platform, again, not now, before the pandemic. And since 2017, we have been using our platform for the events that we host, and also third parties that want to use our platform. And this platform was built with the expertise that we had been accumulating for more than 15 years organizing physical events, because we started organizing physical events in 2001. So with all that experience, over 14, 15 years of organizing physical events, we really conceived our platform thinking on every single detail that the industry needs, and most importantly, that students need for connecting with a university or an institution overseas. And we are confident that the future is going to be completely virtual. Why? Because simply virtual events are better. The single fact that meetings are online today is what really makes the virtual world very powerful, because there's no questions that meetings can be held online, as we are having in a way this meeting, or you have had several meetings during this pandemic that cannot change, and that will not dramatically change to a near future. Meetings, of course, will be back to back in person. We're just not saying that in person is bad. We're just saying that virtual is better for international recruitment, because meetings are online today. Your target is Generation Z. And most importantly, you have no bounds. You can reach anywhere, anyone in any part of the world. And they are more cost effective. You have no hotels, no flights, no per diems, no shipping brochures, etc. And you also save time, because you can be in that time traveling, and sometimes just going all the way, traveling 20 hours to reach another country just for a 5-hour event. That's what we believe is going to change in the future. And also, virtual events are allowing for a better follow-up, because they have 100% memory. Everything is recorded. You have your leads more readily available, and so on. And most importantly, we believe that the future needs to be sustainable. And sustainability is a key concern, especially for Generation Zers. And that's why virtual events are definitely more sustainable. Not 100%, because still we run on electricity and computers and so on, but they're definitely way more sustainable than physical events with all the carbon footprint and the waste. So again, we're not saying that physical events are bad. We have been hosting physical events for 20 years, and they are great. We're just saying that virtual events are better. So we're not changing the concept. We're using technology to scale it up and make it more efficient for both institutions and for students. And so we're converting this for that, and we're converting the one-to-one interaction for a virtual interaction. And before we go strictly into a demo with my colleague Zoran, I want you to invite to have your chat. You have a chat function on YouTube or Facebook. You are mostly welcome to leave your comments, make your questions. We will be with questions at the end of this presentation. So now my colleague Zoran will start a presentation on the Virtual Fair platform. But before going into that, I want to remind you that the Virtual Fair platform and our student name is the Student World, not FPP. FPP is the name we use with institutions, but always when we talk about students, we talk about the student world. So that's it for me. Now welcoming Zoran to this presentation. Welcome, Zoran.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. It's great to be here today. So I'm just going to share my screen and jump in to demonstration directly of our Virtual Fair platform. As you might or might not know, the platform that we have designed, most like any other platform, has two sides. We have the exhibitor side of the platform, and then we have the student side. So I will start with the student side of the platform. This is exactly what the student sees when they log in. They come into the main lobby of the event, where they have different options on how to navigate the fair. Firstly, and one of the most important aspects of the events of this platform is that it's multilingual. So for example, Jennifer Smith has the native language set as English, but maybe we have students joining in from different parts of the world. They can easily change their preferred language to their own, and then the whole system will change in that particular language. So for testing purposes, we're just going to switch back to English. Then the students will have the option to look for exhibitors in different ways. They can firstly navigate through the different pavilions. All this is created by the types of programs that the exhibitors have in their profiles that they build prior to the event. So they can search by language, by MBA, by online, by postgrad, different sorts of study programs. They also have a list of all the exhibitors, just like you would receive at an in-person event, a brochure with the full list of the exhibitors present at the event. They have a search engine where they can filter by name, by profile type, depending on what they would like to study. They can filter by location, and then, for example, the student is looking for a language program in the United Kingdom. They will search, and then we see that the Brunel University in London, they offer a language program, and they are based in the UK. So there are many options for the students to navigate the event. and make their life easier when entering the fair. Also here in their main screen, they have the live sessions. These sessions can be pre-recorded or they can actually be live sessions. So we can schedule these to happen at certain times during the fair. And this will always show in the student's time zone. So this is a dynamic link. So people connecting from different parts of the world will see the time in their particular location. So let's say now that the student has found an exhibitor that they like and they want to start the interaction with them. So we go back to the pavilions and we see that the University of Melbourne is online having a green dot next to them. All the other universities are offline because of course this is a test environment. So let's just enter the University of Melbourne booth. And here, the student will automatically be greeted by a message coming from one of the representatives. This message is automatic, and it was created by us to engage the student in a conversation. The student doesn't necessarily have to start chatting now, but they can browse the booth and search for different materials. So they can see information about the exhibitor, they can favorite this exhibitor, they can go to the different photo albums that the university has. They can go through the videos and watch videos directly in the platform. So as you can see, there's no need to download anything. Nothing opens in different windows, different browsers. Everything happens in the same window. They can open the brochures. They can favorite the brochures. So while the student navigate and they have access to all this information. And now they would like to engage in a chat with the university representative, and they would simply ask for more information to study an MBA, for example. So as you can see, the chat is in real time with the university representative. And as you can see here, as I mentioned, the very nice multilinguality of the platform, we have a translate function built in. But now I can see that Zoe is calling me, so I will just go ahead and accept the audio call. And there's actually my colleague Sebastian. Hi.
Yeah.
So you can see that
all the changed a little bit.
Yes, exactly. So you can see that everything again happens here, and the audio video call is built in inside the system. Okay, so let's say we finished all our conversation. I got all my student, and then I asked for more info, maybe on an undergrad program, and then Zoe can share the brochures that they have in the booth. We will go through this when we visit the other side of the platform, the exhibitor side. Let's say that Zoe and myself as a student, we don't speak the same language, because that happens. And I will ask Zoe now to write something in another language, please. So we can just demonstrate the translation function. And there you go. We have received, I received an answer in a language that I don't know, I do not understand. And I will just translate it, and it simply changes to English. So even though the representative and the student do not speak the same language, they can still understand each other. So I can go back to original, or I can translate all the messages. Well, I think, am I missing something here? There again, there's a message in French, so we can translate this. And I think that would be it on the student side. Sebastian, am I missing something?
No, I think that covers everything on the student side of the platform. Maybe just the favorites, where the students can have and can collect all the information that they have been gathering through the different booths they have visited. For example, when they favorite a video, when they favorite a brochure, and so on, the students have their virtual backpack, so they can access all this information when they either during the event or after the event, the students can go back and have all the information they have collected.
Exactly. Thank you very much. So yes, this is I just favorited some brochures and some videos from the University of Melbourne, as well as the exhibitor itself, and I can see my favorite items and exhibitors during the event here as a student, or after the event I can log in and then revisit all the materials that I have collected during the fair. Indeed. Okay, now let's move to the exhibitor side of the platform. The exhibitor side is not as dynamic and as nicely graphic as the student side, but it's a little bit more analytical, and it's focused mainly on the important stats that the exhibitors will need during the event, and of course on the communication with the students. So when you first log in as an exhibitor, you will be asked to run this system check. This makes sure that all your the device that you're using, the browser that you are using, your camera and microphone that you'll be using during the event are compatible with our system. If something goes wrong during this test, you can reach out to the FPP team and we'll be happy to assist you. So you simply click start on the test. Everything looks good. Go to the event. Perfect. And this is side of the platform actually looks. The same way that you could change your language on the student side, you can do it here as well. Let's say I prefer that my language is Spanish, so then all the system, all the information here changes to Spanish. Another thing that you will see in your home screen as an exhibitor is your status. You are currently online, and well, this is preferably the way to be during the event, but you can also mark yourself as busy if, for example, you have too many students chatting in the booth with you, or you can mark yourself as offline if you wish to step aside for a moment or two. Also in the home screen, you will see your colleagues who are present in the booth with you and who have been registered as representatives for this event, again, in the setup of the event before. And you can see that all of them have a red ring around them here, of course, because they are offline at the moment. But when they change their status to busy or online, the ring around their picture will change to that particular color, so you would know the status of your colleagues at any moment. You can see here that currently you have some visitors in your booth. That's Stacy McDonald, for example, and you can open a private chat with this particular student. Usually what happens in the event with that automatic message that we have created, the students usually engage in a conversation. You will receive a notification under the booth chat, and then here you are chatting with this student. And again, the student wrote to me something that I don't really understand. I'm going to use the translate function. Of course, yes, I can help you. And then again, the student can translate on their side. So as we demonstrated, the translation function works both ways. Here I can see a little bit more details about this student. I can see the profile, where are they from, how old they are, their interest, they want to study hospitality management. All this information will be available to you after the event. Let's say I would like to call Stacy. Important to mention that only the exhibitors have the option to engage in an audio-video call. So the students can only request a call, but they cannot actually initiate it. Only me as an exhibitor, I have the option. Simply click on call visitor. The student has to accept the call.
And again,
here we are. Thank you. So again, this is how the video call looks from the exhibitor side. While in a video call with the student, while I help them and we give them all the information that they need, I can also share some of the materials that I have. Let's say here, maybe you would like to watch this how to apply for a master. And then after we finish the call, then the students can watch a video or how to apply for a master, or you can share a brochure or some pictures, totally up to you. And you also have the possibility to share your screen during the video calls. Okay, thank you very much. Let's say that doesn't fall in my area of expertise. So here they were looking for an MBA, but I'm not really in charge of MBAs. So I would just say, let me transfer you to my colleague. And then you have the option to transfer this particular visitor to the colleague who would be more appropriate to talk with. So just click on transfer visitor. You choose your colleague, let's say Terry Scott. You write a reason for this transfer. Important, the reason for the transfer will only be visible to your colleague and not to the student. Simply write, looking for an MBA, transfer the visitor. Yes, transfer now. And now the student can now talk with my colleague. So you can do that amongst yourself. This is just a feature to make the communication easier for the student. And let's say we have finished the conversation with the student. Everything is okay. We provided them with all the information. You will see here as you talk with more students, you will see their pictures here, their icons at the top of the screen. And this sometimes gets a bit busy. So you just have the option to archive the chat just to clean your screen. So the option of archiving the chat doesn't simply kill all the communication with the student. They can still come back and they can still ask questions. See, here you go. They went ahead, they visited other booths, but then they remember they have something else to ask. And they can come back and then we resume the conversation. Okay. What else on the communication with the students, Sebastian? Am I missing something?
One very important feature, maybe not only for universities, but yes, more for governments, consortium, transfer a student to another exhibitor. Let's say, now Zoran can demonstrate that. So let's say a student is asking for any specific program, and you know that that university has the program, so that is also part of the event. And this, again, it's very useful for governments, embassies, where they can direct students to the right institution.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. What else? Yes, we also have some emojis to make the communication a little bit more informal during the event. And I think this is it on the chat with the students. So let's archive this. Moving on through the different tabs that you have during the fair, you have a team chat. The team chat is usually for people who connect, people working for the same institution, connecting from different parts of the world or from different places. It says that you are in a public chat. This is a public chat only with your colleagues. So this is a hidden chat that you and your colleagues can communicate in without having to use a third-party platform system, or Zoom or Skype or whatever. You can do it directly in the system. We have a help desk. This works both for the students and the exhibitors. This is our FPP team who will be online during all events, and we'll have our dedicated IT support in case anything happens, any questions you may have, any issues during the event. You can address everything to the help desk, and we'll make sure to take care of it. There's a My Visitors tab, and here you will see current visitors in your booth and past visitors. This, of course, will update during the event. So if you go to the current visitors tab, you can see the student. Oh, yes, one thing I remembered, sorry, and I'll go back to the booth chat, is that let's say you finish the conversation with the student, you have the possibility to rate the student from a star to 5 based on how good the conversation was, and how interested the student was. And you can write your own notes, your own comments about the student. And this will be available for you together with the student's profile at the end of the event, the day after the event. So all the star rating and the comments will be available for you to download. And all the communication that happens in chat, so all these messages will be saved in your account, so you can revisit them later. As Sebastian said, in a virtual fair, one of the biggest advantages is that nothing is forgotten. So all the communication that you had with the students will be stored in your account, so will give you the option for a more accurate follow-up. The only thing that is not recorded are the audio-video calls. Okay, moving on to the statistics tab. This will show you your booth statistics during the event. Of course, this will update as we move along the event, how many visitors you had, how many you currently have in your booth, some age and nationality breakdown, the areas of interest, how many times your booth materials have been viewed, favorited. All this information, again, will be available for you after the event, and it will be available in your accounts. And we have a notifications tab, the last one. We use this one. You will see here all the notifications that mainly come from us at FPP, saying that the fair is now open or when the fair is about to close. The best way you can use the notifications tab is write a new notification. And this new notification will send a message to all the students in your booth. So all the students who are currently in your booth will receive this notification. So for example, all of you and your colleagues are quite busy and you cannot really take any more questions at the moment. You can simply send a notification to everyone saying that there might be a delay in your response and that you'll get back soon to their questions. And we have an option here to view your booth and navigate the fair. This is very important to remember. This option is only available in the testing days before the event. So on the day of the event, this option will not be available. But we have it here in your testing days. So about 10 days before the event, we send you the login credentials for the exhibitors. So you can log in and then test the platform from test the system from the exhibitor side, and you can see it. You can see how it looks from the student side as well, and you can navigate it. And I think this is it. Am I missing something, Sebastian?
No, Zoran, I think you covered absolutely everything. It's very easy to create your booth, and it's also very easy to export and download the information afterwards. It's also important that all this information and all the levels of access, you can have different people and different administrators in managing all of these information, so that way we can have the correct setting with all the important details that we have. So right now, I would like to invite you to leave your questions on the chat, and we'll be glad to reply to those questions right here on the spot. So thank you for making all your questions into this, and I will start with the chat here. So again, if you have any questions, you have a chat function on YouTube that you can bring all the chat. You can make your questions there. So one of the main questions that we had, for example, I see Mindy here saying, let me show this question. Mindy asked, one thing I wish is the platform could do is actually let university reps know which chats come first. Yes, Mindy, that's something we are working on. One of the greatest things about the platform being ours is that we can customize anything, absolutely anything. Some things take more time than others, but just to give you, for example, a quick example, one of the representatives that joined one of our events was colorblind, and he could not distinguish between the red and the green. So with our IT team, we got that ready within a couple of days, and that was to alleviate that necessity from one specific person. So we have a very long set of of improvements to be done. One of the new improvements that will come out shortly is the possibility of having group conversations. And that is one of the things we appreciate a lot from everybody using our platform. Please send your feedback, because we appreciate your feedback a lot, because that allows our platform to be better. So thank you, Mindy, for your question. And in that sense, we will be in touch with you as soon as that feature is available. Here we have another one. When students enter a booth, how is the employer notified? Is there a bell? Yes, there is a bell ringing. Well, not a bell, but it's like a small notification ringing on the student side as well. Then there's another question here before we move on to the newer questions. So Rebecca is asking, will you keep our booth in for all events we have registered? Indeed. Zoran, maybe you wanna cover this one from Rebecca?
Yeah, definitely, sure. So all the information that you provide in your booth setup is automatically stored in our system. So then you finished your booth for one event, and that is stored in your account. So the next time you go to build your booth for another event, the system will ask you if you wish to import a booth from a previous event. You can do that. Simply click yes. It will import all the information you have previously uploaded, and then you can change it. You can change anything you want, because maybe most of the information or the representatives will be the same in 99% of the info, but maybe you wish to change a brochure, a picture, a video. You can do that for that particular event. So yes, the booth setup is very easy. Once you do it once, you don't really need to bother again, because the system keeps the info for you.
Exactly. So you can reuse and reuse. Once you join one event, it's very easy to join another event. We have another question here from Tunde, how we're planning to reach out to quality students when we can, who can afford MSc or MAs or PhDs. That depends on the region. We always, when we promote to students, we try to seek for the best quality of the students. And also it's part of what we are doing in place of segmenting more the events. We're having some events that are directed only for postgrad programs, some events that are only for boarding school programs, some events that are focusing in one destination. For example, I don't know, studying Europe, studying Canada, studying the United States, studying Australia. That way, we can have a better engagement and a better quality of the students in these events. We have another question here from Don. Is there a networking option, a networking lounge? No, that's not a feature that we have yet. We will be eventually having a networking lounge for exhibitors, but the main goal for the virtual fair setup that we have built is for the interaction to be within the students and the representatives of the universities. One more question here from Don. How long is employer's booth information stored for? We don't delete any of the data unless you request us to delete, or the students request to delete their data. So you can access your leads and access your students as much as you want. And then we have another question here from Tunde as well. Maybe Zoran, can you cover this on how our private events work?
Yes, definitely. Well, we do have 3 different packages based on the feature that you would like to have included prior, during, and after the event. And if you can provide us with your email address, of course, we'll be more than happy to send you more information. We can also customize the packages. So as I said, we have 3 packages, but we can also customize it with extra features depending on your requirements and your end goal for the event.
So indeed, as Zoran said, our platform is available for hosting your own event. That's a service we call Your Event, Our Technology, where we can customize the whole look and feel of the platform, and we can customize the features that you need for open houses, for your own private events, for any virtual event that you are considering, mostly devoted into fairs. there we got the details from Tunde. Thank you very much for joining us from Hungary. Thank you. So I don't see any other question coming in so far.
We have another one. How and where is this information stored? So Sebas, maybe you want to cover a little bit how the FPP Hub works and the student data.
Indeed. Before that, just in case you have any other question, you can always reach us at talk2@fppedu.media. So coming back to the previous question, how and where this information is stored. Indeed. Not to make this very long, we can cover this on a private demo if you prefer, but the FPP Hub is basically your account management area where you will be able to create your booth, you will be able to get your institutional profile ready, and it's also the place where after the event, you can download all the data that you have collected. So every student that visited your booth will be available there for download, and with all the details and with the comments and with the information that you have included in the platform. Also, you have full reports. You have 2 reports, one on the full event and another one on your booth specifically. So all that is stored on the FPP Hub. And for security and on purpose, we have 2 different logging data. So one thing is the hub where you build your booth and you download your information, and then the fair itself. So that allows you, for example, to have in the fair alumni or agents or any person that will help you at the booth, but not necessarily they need access to, for example, downloading student data, which is a sensitive data. We have another question here from Elena. Hey, Elena, nice to see you here. Joining from Moscow. Nice to see you here. So when you talk about rating the students, you mentioned contacting them afterward. Do you mean we have access to their contact details? Yes, Elena, you do have access to the contact details on the FPP Hub. So all students that visit Hello again. I think my internet got a little bit crazy today. Soran, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're good now.
Yeah, so my internet got a little bit crazy this morning, and sorry for that small interruption. So as we said, not sure what was the last thing you heard, but I see we have no other question. If you have any other question, please feel free to put them in the chat. And if not, please feel free to contact us at talk2@fppedu.media. So again,
sorry, Sebas, we did have a question. Someone requesting a private demo. Yes, please write an email to that to our email address, talk2@fpp, and we'll make sure to schedule a private demo.
Perfect. Indeed. So again, thank you.
You were cut when you started to answer Elena's question. Yep.
So answering Elena, it was basically that yes, you do have access to all the student data on the FPP Hub. So I think that was all for us today. thank you everybody for joining us from different parts of the world and joining us in this event. And it's been a pleasure. If you have any other question or if you need any other information, please feel free to contact me, Zoran, or anyone at our team. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.